The adoption curve. What this looks at is the appetite for risk of your customers. How much risk are they prepared to take with your new product or service? Also, we have a look at their behaviour, why they buy, why they don't buy, why they wait. We also look at how this model is broken into 5 sections: the innovators, the early adopters, the early majority, the late majority, and the laggards. We're going to have a look now at how this curve works. The innovators, the first on the model. First 3% of buyers. And what characterises an innovator? I'm an innovator, but I'm not younger. Most people are younger, higher income, greater access to information, willing to try new things, want to be adventurous, and most importantly, they tend to be an opinion leader. They tell everyone about what it's like when they get your first new product or service. The innovators do 2 things. The great thing is they're opinion leaders. If they love your product or service, they will tell everybody. They in fact become your de facto marketing team. The other side, of course, if they don't like it, they tell everybody and they hate it. So be very careful when you seek out these people. Most startups need innovators to help them launch and grow their business. The next group of people, about 13% of the marketplace, we call them the early adopters. Similar to the innovators, except they're a little more cautious. They are opinion leaders and they're more respected by the community simply because there aren't as many innovators. They will adopt an innovation early in its lifetime, but will be more cautious than the innovator. It's very interesting when I look at the difference between an innovator and an early adopter. They wait until the innovator has not been embarrassed or it doesn't work, it's been tested, then they embrace it, and then the public looks at them as the cool people in the marketplace. The next group in our appetite for risk, or why people buy things, is the early majority. Again, roughly 34% of the market. Slightly, again, more conservative. They wait to see what's happened to the early adopters. Once they're comfortable with it, they start to buy. They have less tolerance for risk than either the innovator and the early adopter. The risk is declining. The next part of the adoption curve, called the late majority, again around 34% of the marketplace. Even more conservative, slightly sceptical about new things. They really wait. Only adopted after the early majority have tried it, tested it, and they've seen everywhere, getting to a very low tolerance of risk. Our last group on the adoption curve, we call them the laggards, literally slow, drag their feet. About 16% of the market. They're very suspicious, all about price, all about tradition. They don't like change. Extremely low tolerance of risk. They'll only wait until it's literally being thrown away. Absolute bargain. So here's a story about how the adoption curve works. We start off with the innovators, and you might see this beautiful jacket in a very exclusive designer store, and it's say $2,000. 6 months later, next time you're walking in the district, or out on the main street, in a boutique, not as exclusive, it's around $1,300. We're now moved into the early adopters. We move again into maybe another 3 or 4 months into the early majority, and it's an upmarket department store, $900. Again, time goes on, it becomes more mainstream in almost a large general supermarket, $200. And you know when it's all over, when the laggards get excited, is it's in a petrol station and you buy a tank of petrol and they give you the jacket.